may have seen my new book, Favorite Flavor, and the question I've been getting the most is, what's your favorite recipe from the book? Well, actually, it's one that's very simple. It's my homemade marinara. And what makes it taste so good are these San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. They have wonderful tomato flavor, and that makes such a difference in your sauce, and very little sodium added to the can as well. So let's take some tomatoes back to the kitchen and we'll make up some marinara. So the first thing I want to do with making the marinara is to saute some onions and garlic. And once they get soft, I also get in some tomato paste. And that gets caramelized down in the bottom of your pan, and you're building flavors here. So the next thing, I'm going to just put in some red wine, and that deglazes your pan and brings in another layer of flavor. You could also use water if you like, or white wine. That'll give you a little bit of a fruitier flavor to your marinara, but that just adds a nice bit of sweetness. Now I'm going to start getting in our tomatoes. First, a whole can of crushed, and then the whole can of your San Marzano tomatoes. And these are whole, so when you get them into your pot, then you're going to want to start stirring and breaking up all of your whole tomatoes. And by the time your marinara is done, they will have broken down enough that you'll have a nice chunky consistency. And then for my herbs, I've got a little bit of basil, oregano, and thyme. And then you also want to get in a good amount of pepper. Some fresh ground black pepper is best. And then just a little bit of salt. Since there's not much sodium in with the tomatoes, you can control how much salt goes into your sauce. And then you're just going to bring this up to a simmer and let the flavors develop for about 20 minutes. And then what's important is be sure to have a little bit of garlic bread or breadsticks next to you so you can taste it and you can adjust the herbs or a little bit more salt or a little bit more pepper. And then at the very end, after you turn it off, put in your fresh basil. So I've got some over here that I've already made, and see, it's nice and chunky. You can see the herbs and the garlic, and all you have to do is just spoon that over your spaghetti. And you can use it in so many different ways. I always have a big batch in the freezer so I can thaw it out whenever I need it. So you can find this recipe in Wednesday's flavor section of the Tyler paper or on cbs19.tv.